Hey, what's up everyone? Maji here. Earlier this week with the Gielinor Games update, Jagex also decided to once again improve Fish Flingers a little bit further, so I figured I would make a little video discussing a few of the major changes regarding Fish Flingers, and the clip in the background is me playing a round of Fish Flingers after the update, so you can kind of watch that if you want to kind of, I don't know, get an idea of exactly what happens now. The first change I want to talk about is that you can now claim up to 10 Fish Flingers entry tickets instead of the 5, so that's a little bit more helpful. And you can also receive Fish Flingers tickets while you're fishing normally outside on the surface, so that's an easier way to gather Fish Flingers tickets, and probably a way to kind of, I don't know, entice people to actually play Fish Flingers besides just the experience, which is probably really good. Anyway, the next thing is that when you're in the waiting room, the fisherman is now prevented from giving hints before the 4-minute mark. If it's a hint that could possibly be related to the previous competition, you'll get a message instead that says they're tidying up from the previous competition and to wait a minute and get the hint later. Also, I would like to note here that the timer glitch does still happen, so you need to be aware of that. Sometimes the competition will actually start when the countdown timer for some reason says there's 1 minute remaining before the competition. So just watch your chat box, because it shows down there when the competition is actually going to begin. Also, now, next to the countdown timer before the game begins, the rating button will now show up. So it will pretty much just show each type of fish and where they're located for the upcoming competition, so you can kind of view in advance which locations will have multiple combinations, and you'll be able to plan accordingly to take care of that. The majority of the messages in the game can now be filtered out, which is a good thing considering the big fish messages used to be really spammy, and all like the habitat depletion level ones, plus the chat from the friends chat or the clan chat, or whichever way you go about doing it, it used to get really spammy, and it would kind of override some of the combinations that the friends chat was calling out, so that should be very helpful. Also, the various hints and tips that will appear above your head when you start a game will now only appear for the first 5 competitions, and this does also include the depletion level messages in the chat box. So after you get done with that, those messages shouldn't pop up over your head anymore. I think you still get the ones in your inventory where the tackle box where you choose your bait, weights, and hooks. I think you still get those, but the ones that pop up over your head are good, which is a good thing, because I know how to play the game and didn't like those messages popping up. The next thing is that familiars are no longer allowed to appear on the island, and when you're in a competition, their timers, if you happen to have one summoned, will be paused while you're in the competition, so you don't actually lose time on your familiar. So for those that take part in the competition and then during the downtime go outside to fish, that's an advantage there. And the next bit of changes are in relation to the big fish. So first, you are awarded 1 fish token for each big fish you catch up to 3. You're granted 1 token for every 2 big fish assists up to 6, and you are also given 1 token for every 2 perfect tackle combinations you discover up to all 6. Big fish will not spawn if there's already a big fish nearby in the water, and the range in which you are notified about nearby big fish has been reduced slightly. You can now assist in catching big fish as many times as you like, but you'll only be rewarded for the first 6. Also, once you have 6 assists, it seems that the game stops notifying you about nearby big fish. At least that's what I've noticed. Like, used to, they had a trumpet sound that would play plus the message in your chat box, but once I got to 6 assists, I'd see little big fish spots show up in the water, but I wouldn't hear the trumpets nor see the message in the chat box, so that's actually really helpful to cut down on the spam. If you happen to hook a big fish and then recast or clear your line, you'll now have an absolute 0 chance of catching another big fish for the next minute of competition. So that's actually helpful if you're not interested in going for the big fish and you're going for tokens, basically. Also, the next little bit is going to be in relation to the scoring, which they have drastically changed to kind of, I guess they say, to reflect the experience you're given more easily, but I don't know, I kind of like the old scoring system better in my opinion. But first of all, the awards have been renamed to best results, since you're not actually awarded anything, which is kind of good considering they were pretty much pointless before, and they still are, but they have a more suitable name now. The Efficient Fisher medal has been replaced with the Whopper medal, which, to earn this medal in a competition, you'll need to catch 3 big fish of your own. The Heavy Catch medal has been replaced with the Team Player medal, which, to earn this one, you have to assist in catching at least 6 big fish from other players, so that's it entices you to actually catch the big fish, and you're actually rewarded pretty decently from what I've seen. And the last little thing that I wanted to note is there's something they didn't mention in the patch notes, but I noticed that shows up now. But on the World Select screen, as you can see, World 89 is now a Fish Flingers themed world on this screen. So that's the easiest way to go about doing it, and I'm sure that'll attract a little bit more attention to World 89 in regards to Fish Flingers. So anyways, I think that covers the most important of the updates. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below, and I'll reply to each and every one if I possibly can. Hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys.